Hello, hello, hello. My name is Tia. My username is sunshineflying, and I don't know how you found me, but I'm so glad that you did. Welcome. I am really excited to share my first speed build video with you all today. This is a shell challenge. Now, if you're not familiar with a shell challenge, basically everybody who creates shells has a few slightly different rules, but generally speaking, you get the walls and you can't change the shapes of the rooms or the shapes of the walls, but you can use the walls that they have provided to kind of inspire a build. So basically you have to use the shell, thus why it's called a shell challenge, to create a home, a restaurant, something in The Sims. And so this shell challenge today, the rules were very basic. You couldn't add any basements. You couldn't change the walls that were already there, but you could add to it otherwise, and you could make them like railings or anything like that. So that is exactly what I did. I also had never built in Sulani before, so this was exciting to get to try a new environment, a new world, and kind of see what I could create. So this particular home that I'm building right now is a beachside home in Sulani, and it's basically meant for one sim. You could probably get two in there. It's definitely not a family home by any means. It's pretty small, and to get to the upper level, I actually use a ladder. I don't use stairs because in a home this small, stairs just take up way too much space. So, we're working on the exterior right now. I really like the kind of stilt foundation rather than the usual big chunky foundation. I build a lot of residential homes and suburban homes, and so it was really nice to get to branch out and try something else. This house I'm working on right now, you can see has a bit of a space that's open to below. It's not a huge bunch of space, but it's just enough to kind of make it interesting. The upstairs has one bathroom and one bedroom. And down here on the lower level, it has the living area, the kitchen, and the dining, another bathroom there behind this ladder. So it's kind of a small home, and, definitely not functional for families, but I think one or two Sims could live here really happily, living right on the ocean. Lots to do in Sulani. One thing I also want to mention is that I also had to build this house on a budget. So the shell challenge was posted, I want to say about a week ago by Tazkabaz. If you have not seen her builds or her Twitch channel or anything, I highly recommend checking her out. Just a really positive, cheerful, really sweet girl. I'm so glad that I found her, and I was really inspired by this shell challenge she posted, and there is a budget that I have to stick to, which is 20,000, and it's fuzzy if you want to use part of that 20,000 for the lot cost or not, and I decided not to, just because I would have rather added that second floor. But it's still within the rules of her shell challenge, so I'm pretty happy with it, how it turned out. I do have plans for a renovation video a little bit down the road where I don't have a budget constraint, but for this one, the budget wasn't too hard to work with. It was 20,000, and I did not use that to include the lot price. So I did have a little bit more to work with, but here you can see I'm kind of digging around in debug, seeing what I can find there that doesn't cost much of anything. I found these cool little triangular pillars that I'd never really seen before, but I really like the accent that they add to those stairs. Because those stairs, I thought they looked a little bare, a little strange, but I didn't really want to use the big blue railings for that. I didn't have to use any pack restrictions with this shell challenge, but I decided to anyways, so I use a lot of items restricted to island living and one other pack I can't remember the name of now, but they're the two like island I think it's Jungle Adventure is the other one that I used. And here I'm going crazy with debug. I actually end up getting rid of a lot of the stuff that I'm placing right now. The fish, the seaweed, all of that. Because it just looked too cluttered and I didn't really want this to look like an abandoned home. It's definitely one that's used and lived in and appreciated. So a lot of this stuff will go away as the build continues. But, so yeah, the full challenge is actually $20,000, use the shell and build it wherever, use whatever packs that you want, just stay within that budget and don't move any of the walls on the original build. As you can see, a couple of times now I've tried to add a ladder onto that back deck. I couldn't get it to work and I actually have not done much gameplay in this world, so I didn't actually know what would work and what wouldn't. So I will probably just have the Sims go out the front door and into the backyard to go for a swim. And we're still not furnishing yet, so still got a little ways to go. I really loved those aloe plants that are next to the stairs as well. Those were free in debug. I thought they were gorgeous. These palm trees cost so much money, but those aloe plants were free. I have a soft spot in my heart for aloe plants. I have a few growing in my house right now. They're one of the only kinds of plants that I can actually keep alive. I'm terrible at taking care of plants and growing plants. So shout out to aloe for being able to handle my terrible gardening skills. Here in the bathroom, I really liked this tile. The blue tile with the yellow paint. Usually I think, bright, bold colors like that just look kind of overwhelming and a little bit obnoxious. But in this home and in this world, I think it really works. And I'm really happy with how it turned out, actually. But otherwise, I kept the bathroom really simple, again, because I'm on a budget. So none of that, those clutter items like the toilet paper or the hand towel, like we're going old school here. We're just gonna, the Sims don't use them anyway, so we're just gonna leave them out. Here I was trying to make the bedroom a little bit more interesting. I did kind of cheat a little bit and I used the debug, I believe it was Eco Living bed there, which was only $25. But I did try to spice it up a little bit. I added those cabinets as like a kind of a platform behind the bed. But that bedroom kind of stays pretty basic and a little bit boring just because of the budget again. And I wanted to put a lot more time into the lower level, the living area, just because, I mean, when you think about it, that's where you spend the most time when you're in your house anyway, in your living space, either entertaining, spending time with loved ones, things like that. And I did get rid of a lot of those clutter items that I'd pulled out earlier from debug just because I wanted to keep this a little more simplistic, make it a little bit more interesting just with splashes of color. I finished the sitting room just about 30 seconds ago or whatever, and you might have noticed I didn't put a TV in there, and that's just because maybe it's because I live in a very landlocked part of the country, but I've never been to the ocean, and I just feel like if there's an ocean there, why would you not want to look at it, spend time in the ocean, by the ocean, that sort of thing. So if they really want to watch TV, we're going to put a laptop in here eventually so they can watch a TV there, and maybe I'll replace that tapestry on the bathroom wall, or that's on the opposite side of the bathroom wall, with a TV in my renovation where I kind of up the budget. But for now, we are TV-less because it is a beautiful world, and The Sims, let's be real, The Sims would rather get their fun up by swimming in the ocean and socializing than watching TV, and that makes for a little more interesting gameplay as well. And so now here, working on the bathroom, but before that I was in the kitchen. I used some colorful fridge and oven and just really, played up the color, the brightness. Like, I love the vibrance of this world. I love how, just it's gorgeous, and I wanted the interior to really reflect that exterior and just how beautiful the world is. So Here we're just doing a little bit of landscaping, adding a little bit of furniture on the back deck, but I was really trying to use every single simoleon I could. So here we are using those last 25 simoleons. We've got the home finished, and so now I'm going to go through and just do a couple of screenshots. So here's the front from a couple of different angles. I really liked that teal color. Having it on the whole house seemed a little bit overwhelming, but I'm really happy with how it looked, having it on that lower level of the home, the way it contrasted with the pillars and the fence. Here again, the teal and the yellow, just lots of bright colors, just really reflecting what's outside the home. And there's the laptop if they really want to watch TV or something. There's YouTube, SimTube, whatever it is. Admittedly, I'm more of a builder than a gameplay person, so I'll probably replace that tapestry there on the left with a TV eventually when I do the renovation. But for now, it's pretty simple. So is the bedroom. Just, you'll sleep there, but let's be real, unless it's terrible outside, unless it's monsoon season, you're going to be outside enjoying that weather or entertaining down on the main level. So we've just got some floor plan shots here, and that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back for my next video. See you then. Bye-bye.